Yeah. Right? Right. Yeah. 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 Blah 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 blah. Oh, sorry, pig. There we go. I have to rearrange her on my lap sometimes. Are you watching Shonehead?
Yeah, she's dunking on.
Everyone?
Well,
That checks out.
Men's living spaces.
Where are you going, baby girl? I just started stream. And she's like, I'm gonna come out. You're like, baby girl, my public. And she's like, I am your public. I am a public hedgehog. You're not a public hedgehog. You're a very private hedgehog. Here you go, little one. Let me get you some kibs. Some hibbles in the kibbles, baby. The hibbles in the kibbles. So how would you rank dinner, babe? Out of 10. Yeah, that's probably about where I'd put it. I was thinking 7 or 8.
Yeah. I need it again. I don't think I would.
You might not eat it again after,
After it chills?
No, I mean after you have so many leftovers. Hey, Higgins.
I definitely think there's room for improvement.
Oh. Yeah?
But it's good.
There you go, pig. The Higgins and the Piggins. Doo doo doo. You know, I think it's one of the weirdest tricks is that, like, Okay, if you draw the hand,
For me or stream?
yeah, I'm talking to you, talking to stream, because there's no one in stream yet.
Oh,
If you draw the hand, and you draw the shoulder, and you draw a straight line between the hand and the shoulder, and then divide it in half, that arc is always where the elbow will be. Always.
what about this though?
Draw a straight line between the hand and the
I
shoulder.
see what you mean.
Yeah, because physics. Because the way our joint flexes.
Well, you have to say to the wrist.
Yeah, the
wrist.
yeah,
You said the hand, but
well,
because like I can do this and like
no,
be here. Right?
no, it's
Like
this connect,
oh,
it's this connector to this connector.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm saying that this length is the same. You know what? I don't think that's true. I think you're
The socket to the elbow is the same as the elbow to the connection of the hand. That is true.
Okay. If that is true, then yes.
For the average person. Of course there are exceptions.
Hey now.
What? Are you not average? I mean, you are Canadian. That's how you took that? Wow. Do I hear a hibble pickle? Let us investigate. We must investigate. Piglet? Oh, hi, Pig. How you doing? Oop. Ooh, easy. Poor little pigget. The Higgit and the pigget. Hibbit. Do I hear little noises from you? You wanna come out? Oh. Waiting for the piglet. Hey, baby girl. You finishing your business? Hey, baby girl. Oh. Nope, not a cat girl. You cat boy. Changing it up. Bum, bum, bum. I think I made him a bit too leggy, though. He's pretty short. Yeah. Oh, that hurt. Oof. I have a blanket on my lap because it's cold, and I just ran my left hand into the edge of the desk. That's smarts. I think he's a bit too leggy. That's okay, we can fix that. Yeah, that's a bit better. He's like super ripped, but like... No, this is not Grumps. Grumps is a super tall, blonde cat ninja. This is Gray. Gray is a short, like, ripped little, snow leopard boy. He's like the opposite of Grumps. Gray is actually very, like, chill about things. He's actually pretty chill about things. Gray with a E. Mr. Gray. I want these little more... And you just square off his little tootsies. Yeah, this month over on my Patreon, Gray and Eva are the theme that my patrons voted on, so I wanted to do a Eva pinup, which I finished, which is probably too risque for YouTube. I mean, everything's covered, but it's very, narrowly covered, let's say that. And so I wanted to do the Gray side of it. And then I'll do a piece of them together, which is definitely not going to be on YouTube. Like you do, like you do. Oh, but actually she's got... See, I picked out their clothes, and he's going to be wearing shoes, and I don't know why I'm bothering drawing toes, since he's going to be in shoes. Because I'm silly, that's why. Oh boy, that's okay. That's okay. Then I want to thumb through a belt loop. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's funny. People like Gray and Eva as a pairing. Except Gray is super chill, relaxed, happy little dude. And Eva is like neurotic and kind of murderous. And by kind of murderous, I mean very murderous. I guess it's the opposites thing. So on the Eva pinup, it's like a one piece, like a leotard, but it's cut in really hard at the hips. So it's got like a little strip going down the middle with a little heart on it. So it's like like an exaggerated like Playboy bunny kind of fit, but it's pulled back, like it's cut back off of the hips. And you can see the like curve of butt cheeks. Does Eva want Gray to die? No. Eva pays Gray. Gray is her like emotional support boyfriend, kind of. They're not boyfriend because he's getting paid. Emotional support worker. Eva has trust issues, so she chooses to pay people for company because then their motives are not complicated. My Patreon supporters? Do they want Gray to die? No, I don't think so. They specifically asked for him. I hope they don't want him to die. That'd be funny. Keep putting him together with Eva to see if she, like, offs him? That's dark, man. Oh, that's dark. I don't think they want him to die. That's funny. I should ask them. They actually hate him and want him to die. No, I don't think that's the case. People do commission gore art. That's true. But people don't pay me to draw gore art. One, because I don't think I'm good at it, and two, it's not really my area of expertise. I assume my patrons are paying me to do what I do well. At least I would like to think so. Ah, goodness. I guess I should never assume the motivations of my patrons. Where was I going with this? Oh, I'm looking for the headshot of that I have of him. Because his hair is pretty wild. Excuse me. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, his hair is like twice as white as he is. Like, I think he has some of the most like anime boy hair of any of my characters. It's just huge and little tufts of it are like flying off in all directions. Yeah, maybe because being with Gray makes Eva more wholesome. I have found a lot of people that talk about Eva. They're like, oh, she's evil, but like, she's good underneath. And it's like, no! Nah, dog, she's really not. Nah, dog, nah. Got his wild hair properly wilded. I want to curl this back a little more. Like that. Yeah, there we go. How sadistic is Eva? She's okay. So instead of thinking her as a girl that has cat ears, think of her as a cat that has thumbs. How sadistic are like house cats? Really, really think about it. Like they're evil little fluffers that are not above playing with their food and causing chaos and tipping glasses off counters. Like she's not nice. She's not a nice girl. She a cat girl. That's a little. She's a problem? Yeah, Eva is a problem. Eva is a cat with thumbs. Like, if you think cats are agents of chaos as they are, just think of them with thumbs. Cats don't make, yeah, that was like the entire premise of Eva. Because there's a lot of cat girls that are girls in just about every aspect that happen to have cat ears and a tail, where Eva came from the opposite direction. She is more cat than anything else, and she is not a good person. But people seem to like her, so, you know. I mean, I like her, but I also created her, and I think she's kind of deliciously evil, so, you know. I don't have a lot of evil characters. From a human perspective, Eva definitely falls into that. Mr. Doll in the Darkness? I don't think I know what that is. I don't think I know that reference. Oh, yes. I don't think Mr. Doll's evil. Like, that's funny that you refer him that way because that's the way Nam talks about him. But in his character sheet, that's not his real name. Like, obviously, he has a real name. I think Mr. Doll's more... He thinks he's doing the right thing. He doesn't think he's doing anything wrong. I mean, Eva doesn't think she's doing anything wrong either, but, like, she delights in causing chaos. And Terasani and Nis... I guess Terasani and Nis are very similar to Eva in the way that they like watching they like watching chaos, and they're not above causing a bit of it for entertainment. There's a term for that? Troublemakers? I think Mr. Doll definitely falls into the category of he finds himself to be, like, when he thinks of himself, he's very much like a main character syndrome. He's the star of his own narrative, and when he does stuff that, like, screws with other people, it's probably because he didn't consider the ramifications and not because he wanted to actively mess with them. I think there's a lot of selfish people that are like that. They just act in what... They just act in what is their best interest, and everybody else better get out of the way. Like... They're looking out for number one, and they expect everybody else to do the same, and if people get run over in the process... Oops. Actually, that's way too tall. There we go. Where Terasani and Nis are kind of disconnected. Because they share a body, they're like, well, it's not really my problem. It's kind of more your problem. This sounds like a you problem. And, like, when Brahm asks Nis to be helpful, Nis is like, I'm not really under any obligation to be helpful. Which he's not. Like, there's no obligation to be helpful, but Nis kind of likes watching the struggles. Because he's a bad boy. Nis is bad. And sometimes I don't think Nis realizes trouble for Brahm is trouble for him. Brahm problems can become Nis problems. But, like, Brahm trying to have a relationship with Kurabe, Nis finds it entertaining, but Nis does not see, like, personal gain from it. Nis is like, that's nice, that's cute. Do I think I'll expand on that? Which idea specifically? With Nis and Brahm? This is the problem with chat delays. I do find it kind of funny that Gray is like actively hairy. Like he's like fur on the chest, hairy man, hairy little man. Expand on the idea that Nis and Brahm share each other's problems. I think it's started to move that direction. So like in the most recent chapter with Brahm and Nis, when Brahm steps out to like make contact with the rest of his family, and Nis is sitting there with Karabe, and Karabe is like, well, if Brahm's not going to be here, I'm out. And Nis is like, no, play with me. Like, Nis is a bit of a pip like that. And I think Nis, like, what I was trying to touch on with that is that Nis likes the idea of being able to jump in and have his fun without building a relationship with Karabe, and Karabe is like, who are you? Why would I do this? I think it's part of the realizing Karabe is not under obligation to Nis, even if she's in a relationship with Brahm. And Nis has to figure that out. Has to navigate that better than he's been navigating that. If you tell everybody else to fluff off, when it comes around that you want something, they're going to tell you to fluff off. Like, that's kind of the comes and goes with relationships, right? Fair weather friends get found out pretty quick. Let's see if we can do... Gray's tail is huge. Huge! I could do it this way. Oh, I think it would go this way. Yeah, I kind of like that. Because his tail is like... It's like half again taller than he is. I think this will do it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oops. How does this dude stay clean? You mean with his tail dragging on the ground? Baths. Often baths. Actually, probably showers. He's a cat. He's fastidious. He has to brush out his fur, that's for sure. I mean, we have to brush out our fur, our hair, whatever's. I mean, the advantage of it being so long is that he can, like, pull it around, right? Like, pull it around onto his lap to brush out. A cat shower. There are some cats that do not mind getting bathed. Like, if their owners go through all the effort of, what's it called? Can't think of what it's called. Desensitizing them. Now, that doesn't work for all cats. Freudian slip? Hmm. We brush our fur. We do brush our fur. Hair is modified fur, right? This is a person with... there's a lot of cat characters roaming around. I don't think that's really a surprise to anyone that has followed my art for any amount of time. There are a lot of cat people. There are lots of cat people. I think we talked about this last stream. I tried to make a list of all of the, like, cat people characters that have names, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of cat girls, there are very few cat boys. This is one of a very few cat boys that I have. Cat men. The cat womans and the cat men's. great with his anime hair. He probably spends a lot of time on his personal hygiene since he has a massive, like, mane and a big, huge, fluffy tail. Why we love cat people so much? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I draw anime people in part because having them be expressive with the ears and their tail is, like, comes very easily to me. It's more than just, like, the facial expression and the body pose. There's more. But wait, there's more! And they like animals. I mean, it's not that far of a stretch. I can see it. Do all humans want circularly large fluffy ears and a tail? I mean, think of all the things you could do if you had a tail. Is this an argument for people who want what they can't have? Although I think any statement that's like all people are all blah blah blah, like it's never right. There's always gonna be somebody that's like, ew, no, whatever, bad, blah 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 blah. The naysayers. I don't know what you're implying with that. It would make sitting a pain? Would it? If everybody had a tail, like, from the get-go, I think chairs would be designed for people with tails. Because, I mean, a tail wouldn't be, like... if people had tails... like, because we're bipedal and the way our spine curves into, like, our pelvic girdle, I would think if you'd have a tail, like, it wouldn't, like, just... There would be a curve, like, you wouldn't sit on your tail. You'd sit on your butt. And your tail would just, like, whoop. It makes sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense to you. But, like, think of all the things monkeys do. Monkeys that have tails. Hey, Piglet. What's up, baby girl? You want to come out? Are you too warm? Maybe you're too warm. I'm gonna put my hedgehog down. I think she's too warm in my pocket. She's too warm. Hello, Piglet. Now, she has a tail. She has a little nubbin of a tail. And she sits just fine. Come here, Piglet. Oh, out you go. Oh, easy. You overcorrected there. There you go. There you go, little one. There, hedgehog is taken care of. And while I'm up, I will stretch. Big stretch. You've never seen a monkey use a human toilet? Well, you haven't looked very hard then. I mean, I've seen cats use human toilets. So, you know. Like, quadrupedal cats can use human toilets. I don't think there's anything inherent with a toilet that would preclude tailed people from using it. Yeah, I know some people train their cats to use the toilet because they don't want them to use a litter box. Now they don't flush it or anything, like you have to flush the toilet for them, but they deposit. They make their deposits in the toilet like a person. I remember there was a product. At some point, there was a product that had online advertisements where it was like a plastic bin that had removable rings, and you put that on the toilet, and then you can like train your cat to use the toilet by slowly removing the rings. This is a thing. Like, I know this is a real thing. It's strange seeing a small monkey use a human restroom. Hey man, you gotta go, you gotta go. I don't think that's species specific. I think there's a lot of things that people don't think animals can do, and they can definitely do. I find it very funny. There's some tropical islands that have tourists that drink a lot of booze on the beach. And the native monkey population has learned to steal these drinks from the tourists. And the little monkeys get horribly drunk. And it's both sad and funny. I find it hilarious when they're drunk little monkeys that are like, they steal like a cup that is like as tall as they are, full of alcohol, and drink it, and then like they're boozed up. It's a little sad because they're boozed up little animals. Like, oh, poor little thing. Like, but they do it to themselves. I mean, sort of. Like, we do it by having the booze there, but they do it to themselves by them drinking it. I remember watching a documentary that was like, yes, the social hierarchy of the monkeys has been impacted by the consumption of alcohol. The meanest ones get the most alcohol or something, and so the hierarchy changes up to being the most, like, the angriest drunk is at the top of the monkey hierarchy, which I find amusing, but also that's sad. Because the meanest drunk is going to be mean to the other monkeys. If it was just mean to the tourists, I would just find it hilarious. Like, you're a stronger person for me for not making that the smash invitation? Huh? Did I miss something? It's possible I just missed something. Imagine 15 drunk little monkey. I mean, the documentary that I watched, there were a lot of these little monkeys running around on the beach. Like, do monkeys come in herds? I have a feeling that's not the right name for a pack of monkeys. There were multiple 12 packs of monkeys running around on this beach stealing alcohol from the tourists. There were 12 packs of monkeys stealing 12 packs of alcohol. Giving them one drunk uncle the power. I mean, like, there might be some parallels there to human society, like, but also, like, being a mean drunk, a lot of times, like, people don't want to be around people that are mean to them, right? Like, I don't. I don't like going to parties where people get drunk and are mean to each other. But, like, I know some people find a lot of entertainment in going to social gatherings and then just being mean to each other. Like, what do they call it? Ripping on each other? That just doesn't do it for me. I don't need to go somewhere to have someone just be mean for me. Mean to me. And I think part of it is because I don't drink, like, other people getting drunk and being mean to me, I'm still sober, and so it's like, wow, this is stupid. Wow! Wow, this is dumb. And it kind of sucks whenever you're the one person in a social group, or one of the few people in the social group that doesn't drink. You almost always become the designated driver. And being the designated driver sucks. Like, the social groups that I was in, the designated driver, like, I had to deal with people that were, like, super drunk. They didn't know where to drop them off. Like, they couldn't tell me where their house was. They were throwing up. Some of them were hitting on me when they shouldn't have been doing that. Like, being the designated driver just, I'm sure it depends on the group of friends and how drunk they get, but the ones that I interacted with in university, nah, man. I don't care if you, like, buy all of my sodas for the whole night, it was not worth it. One, because soda was very cheap, but two, it was just a lot of, like, abuse trying to get them home. Who makes cute sounds? Me? Do I make cute sounds? I make a lot of sounds, and people tell me sometimes they're cute, and it was like, this is just me noises. Me noise is not cute. Me noises express me feelings. Like, I know what to tell you guys. I don't know. What were we talking about? Little monkeys getting drunk? Oh. If you haven't seen it, animals walking into convenience stores and shoplifting, that is hilarious to me. Like, that tickles me. Like, there was a video that I saw of a raccoon that walked into a convenience store and, like, the automatic doors open for it and everything. He just walks in there and he grabs a couple bags of chips and he just starts hauling ass out, and everybody's like, the raccoon's stealing from the store, and the raccoon's like, peace. He like ran off with a bunch of nacho chips, and it's like, wow. Wildlife has adapted to the modern world. I mean, as if we expected them not to adapt, right? Yeah, we were fooling ourselves. Nature will find a way. Original Jurassic Park reference going in right there. Wow! We didn't even have soda tonight. It's true. But the chicken. We had dinosaurs. We had a dinosaur noodle bake. It wasn't even one of those non-avian dinosaurs. It was regular avian dinosaur noodle bake. What do you think, babe? Can I make a whole cookbook about it?
About what?
Avian dinosaur recipes. I would find it funny.
Yeah, I bet you would.
The whole, like, chickens are descendant from dinosaurs, and then we turn them into nuggets in the shape of their ancestors. Still hilarious to me. Probably saw someone comment on that many, many moons ago, and I still find it funny. We return chickens to the shape of their ancestors. Hilarious. It's some of that low-hanging science humor. Like, yes, give me more. Have you seen the featherless chickens? Oh, this exists. There are, I think, I can't remember if they're genetically modified or they're selectively bred, but they're chickens that have no feathers at all. They look like little dinners walking around, eating bugs and pecking at the feed, right? But they're dinosaurs. Like, they look like little, like, velociraptors or something. Like, it's not a stretch for me. It's not a stretch for me. Birds are dinosaurs, 100% buy it. I mean, it kind of doesn't matter if I buy it or not. It's a thing, but, like, I can totally see it. I bet T-Rexes taste like chicken. Or maybe it's the chickens that taste like T-Rex. Just saying. Just saying. They look like a walk... Don't they? Have you guys seen the... I think they were a Super Bowl commercial of these roasted chickens, or roasted... Maybe it was Thanksgiving. Either way, it was a plucked and cooked bird. Like, roasted and glazed and, like, crispy skin and everything. But in the commercial, it got up from its plate and started dancing. And it was one of these, like, like... It is the corpse of a bird that has been cooked, and this thing, like, rises from its grave to entertain us with its jiggling chicken butt. Like, you look at it too closely, and we go weird places. Weird places, man. You don't have to look at it all that closely for it to start getting weird. It's one of those like, are you sexualizing the chicken? Is that what's going on? Because it has like a jiggly chicken butt, like twerk worthy butt on this chicken that hasn't plucked and has no feet, so it's running around on the little knobs of its legs, on the little knobs of its drumsticks. It's kind of like, it's hilarious, but also super dark. Do I want to add aglet? I think I want to add some strings and aglets. I liked that on the other piece. You sexualize way worse than the corpse of a chicken? Oh god, do I even want to? I don't think I want to ask. I mean, like, okay. So, because I do a lot of adult art, like, I understand, like, the steps of sexualizing objects. Like, figures, like, sexy vases, like, the leg lamp thing. Yep, know it, check, understand it. But, like, a dead bird? I think it's a step too far for me. You gone too far, man. When you found out you could, you didn't ask if you should. Bum, bum, bum. That's like the like, what would you call that? Like anti-science, like line from every movie where it goes wrong. Man should not have meddled in the realm that is something deity reference here. Yeah? Yeah. Man should not have meddled in things that man shouldn't meddle in. Meh. I think unfortunately I've seen it so often in movies that it no longer affects me. It's like, yeah. Something man went like beyond what man should do. Blah blah, that's the plot. Got it. Can we move on? Can we move on? Yeah, if it exists, there's porn of it. I mean, the porn community, like, we are on the cutting edge of sexualizing things. All things. Everything's. All that exists. And then some of it sticks around for a while and some of it just goes. And some of it is hilarious, I gotta say. I got to say, I find it hilarious, which is probably why I get along well with that community. We never ask if we should. We just ask. Yeah. No, we can. We definitely can. We can make porn of anything. It just becomes a race of who gets it up first. Ba-dum-bum-tsh. And I thought that was pretty funny. See, this is the problem with chat delays. Trying to measure my, like, mildly limping stand-up comedy. It's very difficult. Where are you looking that you see a lot of Goro? Like... I think my surfing experience is very different. Like, you just, like, add it to the, like, never show me this list in a lot of those websites, and it vanishes. Like, no, do not do that. You should not Google things like that. Gonna traumatize yourself for sure. I don't know. I think some fictional gore is very convincing, like on a visceral level. Definitely got plenty of nightmare fuel from watching horror movies. Did you guys ever watch the Child's Play movies? Like, Ho Doggy! That definitely gave me nightmare fuel growing up. Horror movies are real, sort of? Do you mean real in the sense that they are live action? Because, I mean, them being live action does not make them more or less fictional. Do you have my own OC? I want to see him like a reference. I mean, there's my mascot. Like, Saz. Saz is this VTuber model? Is that what you mean? I have lots of OCs. I have a lot of characters. My argument being, whether it is animated or whether it is live action, they are both fictional portrayals of whatever it is they're portraying. Like, they're like, the line between documentary being like real events versus horror, like, there's the distinction of it being fictional or not fictional really isn't the line, is what I'm getting at. Oh yeah, Saz is short. Saz is short stack, but no stack. She mascot mode. She is specifically designed as a mascot. And then there are a few images of her floating around in pinup mode, where she looks more typical to my pinup girls, but those are usually reserved for advertisements. Like, you could probably find some of my Patreon advertisements have her in pinup mode. But otherwise, she's quite short. Small but mighty. Grey's Anatomy because of the surgery scenes? Like, I think Gears of War is very gratuitous with its violence. Like, we're talking about fictional portrayals of gore, and for some people, there's a line with live action or realistic gore versus illustrated gore, but like some of the like 90s or even the 80s anime that was like hyper violent, it's like squeak levels of gore, like squicky levels of gore. There isn't a lot of hyper violent anime in the mainstream right now. I think it has fallen out of fashion. I'm trying to think. When was the last time you saw hyper-violent anime?
I mean, Berserk.
Yeah, but
I want to say it was 2016.
Berserk was bad. It is hyper-violent, I suppose that's true. But like Demon City Shinjuku, Ninja Scroll, all of those are older. Like,
What about Ninja Slayer?
When did that come
It
out?
was like 2012, 2014 Trigger show. It was like just. Oh no, was it before or after Kill la Kill? I think it was just before.
I don't remember. You tend to avoid anime? Is there something specific about anime as a medium that you avoid? Because I mean, it's like massive in the sorts of things that anime portrays. I think there is an image on my website, like firecatrich.com. I think the front page has a full image of Saz. Like, you can see her head to feet, like in her regular costume. In her regular costume with her flamethrower. That's probably too far over. Well, maybe that was right. With the exception of Studio Ghibli. I mean, Ghibli is very, like, even some of the older Ghibli works are, like, maybe intense isn't the right word for it. Like, they're not violent, but, like, the topics they go over are, emotional, like, intensely emotional to examine. I don't know. I really like anime in general. I would encourage you to enjoy the breadth of content that's out there. There is a great deal of it, and it's not all shonen garbage. It's not all isekais and sword boys. Some of it is garbage. It's true. But like some of every medium is garbage. like what do you like about Ghibli's films? The style, the generally child-friendly messages, the like, cuz I'm pretty sure like Grave of Fireflies was Ghibli. Yeah, Grave of Fireflies was Ghibli, and that was a lot. Yeah, like I think Grave of Fireflies was like more emotionally loaded than the majority of like anything else I had ever seen up to that point. The idea of adding anything else to my watch list is terrifying. Yeah, I mean there's way more there's always way more media than you can consume. But like if your exposure to anime is the isekai trash, there are good things like I think Violet Evergarden is on par with Ghibli, maybe even more aesthetic than Ghibli films, but it's got more adult themes to it. Like it talks a lot about war, and it talks about loss and accepting like death and that sort of thing, like trauma, blah 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 blah. But like I think Grave of Fireflies, which is a Ghibli film, was more like transparent with like what happens to children during war and the suffering and the tragedy and the like yeah. There is deep anime. If you're looking for sincerity in a medium, like Violet Evergarden is like the most sincere, heartfelt, like people trying to make connections, like ever is probably a lot, but definitely one of the best portrayals that I've seen. Sincerity in a medium is kind of a hard thing to gauge. Like I think even there's a lot of anime that I think is very sincerely made, even if it is not well received. Oh, we just watched Puss in Boots and The Last Wish. Puss in Boots, I think it's Puss in Boots : The Last Wish. And like that was way better than I would have given it credit for if someone had not recommended it. I was like, the Shrek thing, the Shrek spin-off, 86. Is that the one with
86 is
the,
great.
with the androids? Mechs. Let me see.
Is the second class citizens in mechs?
Oh, the spider mechs.
Spider
Yes.
mechs,
Yeah, okay, the spider mechs.
Yeah, the AI is fighting them.
I mean, it's 86 is like 86 is more war story, and people are dealing with second class citizens and empire and technology overcoming them. Like, it's very politically charged.
If the mechs looked better, you might think it's a Gundam.
I mean, you want to talk about Gundam greatness, like Witch from Mercury? I need more, please. I need more. Witch from Mercury, so good.
Rekindled Gundam for a lot.
Oh, Gundam was like, oh yeah, those Gundam shows.
Gundam's alright.
It's okay. You remember Gundam Wing? That was good. No, Witch from Mercury? Yes. Need more of that goodness. Witch from Mercury is so good. I've been thinking about Witch from Mercury for a little while now, and I can appreciate that they have kind of shifted away from... So Gundam is always... There's always war, and there's always child soldiers. Like, that is Gundam's thing. But, like, earlier Gundam has always been, like, countries or, like, planets going to war, where Witch from Mercury is like, no, it's the companies going to war. And you're like, whoa, it's the samesies, but differences and better. If you didn't catch Witch from Mercury, I'd recommend it. Let's see, what else has been really good? Let me see. Wow, my brain just like, when you ask it a very general question, it's like, some of the best sincere anime you've ever seen. I'm like, oh, well then, you know, Violet Evergarden, Witch from Mercury, it kind of depends what genres you're into too, right? Like, I know there's a lot of people that like kaiju as a genre, and it like, I see the giant monsters and I'm like, oh, is there something else on? Like, kaijus just don't do it for me. Like, I don't know why. My brain just like gets bored with them because it's just giant monsters. You're gonna get in the robot and you're gonna fight the giant monsters and yay, woo! It just don't do it for me. We're like, Violet Evergarden is like, she's gonna write a letter to her lieutenant, and I'm like, no! It's so sad! Or I think my partner is like, what seems to be the problem? And I'm like, the captain got a letter! And he's like, oh, what? It's like, shh, they're reading the letter! It depends what you're into, what you get into. I mean, I recently rewatched Evangelion not too long ago, and that is still bizarre. Like, I was wondering if it was bizarre because I saw it when I was younger and I was not as a sophisticated watcher of media and understanding its subtle messages. Nope, still weird. As an adult, still weird. Still a weird trip. Yeah, like, I really liked, oh, my brain's blanking. Like, I think I've seen most of the Ghibli library, if not all of the Ghibli library at this point. But, like, Totoro was okay. I think if I had seen it younger, I would have felt differently about it, but those little dust mote dudes were cute. Like the spirited away soot demons. Soot spirits? I think they're soot spirits. I don't think they're technically demons, but you know what I mean. They could be demons if they wanted to. They get the little star candies and it's adorable. They could be demons if they wanted to. They just don't want to. Did you guys ever have that, or like, if I wanted to, we could do this, then I just don't want to, and it was actually like just covering for something you couldn't do? I feel like that's a stage everybody goes through, or most people go through. There's the like, when you say everybody, there's always people, like, there's always exceptions, and I feel like the generalizing does not always, is not always a service to the conversation. Now I'm not caught up on Love is War, Kaguya-sama Love is War, but I found the first season pretty funny. So like there's that. Dumb enough to try it. Try what? What are you trying? Trying what I just said? My goldfish brain has already dumped that information. I could if I want to, but right now I just don't want to. Yeah, I feel like that's completely a normal stage for people to go through. Like that's not a new one. That's not a strategy I came up with. I am quite certain that is not an uncommon strategy. Definitely not a me strategy. Excuse me. Excuse me. Gotta stop hiccuping. Jeez. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know where we learn these strategies. Probably school or something, but like... that is definitely not one of the ones I came up with, that's for sure. For sure! Boop. Oh, Akira still holds up. My brain is like thinking about all of the like hyper violent media that we've seen that actually like the gore in it was like visceral. Akira. Is Gray's color palette his name? I mean, he's a snow leopard. Like his patterning is based off of a snow leopard, so he's like grays, whites, like, yeah, I guess he's gray. That's not why the name was picked, but like, yeah, I don't think it was that complicated. Tick, 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 not that complicated. I watched Sea Beast today, which was quite good. But like the little girl in the movie names the different sea monsters based on their color. So the giant red one's name is Red, and the little blue one's name is Blue. And one of the older characters like calls her out on it, and he's like, "Let me guess, this character's name is Blue," and she kind of gives him this dirty look, and it's like, it's not that complicated, my man. Why you gotta be complicated? I felt called out. I felt personally attacked by an animated movie, okay? Okay. Not everything is going to be brilliantly thought out and reasoned. Like, it's just not. Perpetually 14 and this is deep. No, I kid. I had written out the first story with Gray and Eva prior to his design being made. So he was Mr. Gray. And Yeah, he just turned out this way. It's not more complicated than that. I can't defend it with any kind of sophisticated reasoning, because there just wasn't any. Oh, excuse you. Sometimes it's just not that deep, and that's okay. Sometimes I design characters and then name them, and there's other times where they get named and then they get designed, and it happens. Maybe I named him Mr. Gray and then subconsciously just made him completely gray, and yeah. It sounds dumb now that we're talking about it. You sound cool in my head, man. No, I just don't think it has to be that complicated. It does not have to be that complicated. John? Johan? Johans? Johans. I tend to stay away from, like English names or biblical names. Like there are a few there are a few characters I can think of that have classically English names that I have made, but the vast majority of them do not. I mean, I guess Gray is an English name, like Dorian Gray. Gray is a surname, is an English surname. Nope. I did not know that. Science facts. I think one of the reasons I avoid typically English names is because I know a lot of people with typically English names. Like, I don't want to name a character the same name as somebody that I know personally, because that way, like, that personal connection gets tangled up with the character, and that's I try to avoid it. I want the characters to have their own space in my head. I also don't want people to be really weird. Like, sometimes they get really weird. Like, there was a reader that came and talked to me about my webcomic and asked if it was autobiographical. And it was like, is it autobiographical? No. I am not a purple elf in a fantasy world doing the thing. Like, it's not even metaphorically biographical. Like, some people are biographical with their work, and I understand, but I don't. Like, I have never set out to do that intentionally. Yeah, I don't mean it to make fun of this person, but like they were under the impression that my webcomic was autobiographical. And it is not. It's not even metaphorically biographical, like it just is a story. I need one of those like at the beginning of South Park, all real people, blah blah, imitated poorly, blah 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 blah. the disclaimer. I need the blah blah at the front of the episodes. There's something about this I don't like, but we can just redraw it. Yep. Yap. Yople yap. I think that's much cleaner, if nothing else. Yeah, I mean, the fact that it's a, what's the word for it? When a show has a bunch of different characters, yeah, ensemble cast, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. It's an ensemble, and every chapter rotates between one of, what is it now, 5 couples? 4 couples? It's Nam, Floof, and Solon, Sif and Lev, Karabe and Brahm, Deanne and Silver. Am I missing someone? There's 4? That sounds right. I think there's 4 different, like, relationship nuclei that the chapters all rotate around between. And there's a little bit of crossing over, like sometimes Solon appears in Sif and Love chapter and vice versa. Like there's some mixing that goes on, but by and large each chapter focuses on a different relationship specifically, and that is done very intentionally. I think that comes from a place of there's like, I believe pretty strongly that relationships, Like, there are a lot of different kinds of relationships, but a lot of relationships also have a lot of things in common with each other. So, like, they're all different, but they also share things. The thesis of my comic. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Wow, I found the thesis to my comic. Actually, I kind of knew that already. I kind of knew that going in. I kind of knew that. Beep, 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 beep. If the tops of Converse had a rolled back edge on the tongues. I kind of feel like they didn't. Oh well, I do. I might give this a little bit of a boot heel. If we're yeah, there we go. I mean, if you're part of my Patreon, you'll see the pinup with Eva, and she has a pair of like stiletto heels. If a stiletto heel and a Converse canvas shoe like got smashed together, that's what her shoes look like. Like, she's got wicked tall heels, but also like the canvas top with the lace front. I like it. I dig it. I mean, I drew it, so it's probably an easy assumption that if I drew it, I dig it. I mean, I guess it's not always true of commission work, but like, stuff that goes up on my Patreon, that is probably true of everything. The more you know. Little star goes across the field. Delicious. Water is delicious. Actually, this is like, I had tea in the cup earlier and drank the tea and then put water in it, so it's like a very vaguely tea water. It has the essence of tea. Not to be confused with all that memory of water stuff. Like, no. Actually, I might just outline his muscles in the coloring. goodness. Yum, yum, yum. My poor brain. Just stretching. I think that's a good idea. I'm gonna get up and stretch. Oi. Oi. While I'm at it, I'm gonna go check the status of my hedgehog. Her status is sleeping. Yeah, that's fair. Pigwin is sleeping. She's a pinwin, baby.
Penguin?
A pinwin.
Penguin?
Yep, penwins.
You notice he actually pronounced it differently a couple times in the beginning.
Really?
Like,
Well, he doesn't know what the word is.
penguin, like penguin.
Nobody corrected him.
Apparently they were all giggling out.
Yeah!
He had to go re-record, like,
Because they didn't want to stop him. I mean, I would find that hilarious. Especially since he's got a very serious tone. Is 100% serious, my dudes. No, it's never 100% serious. He's never 100% serious.
So, did you put these in the grocery list?
Yes! Yes, sirree, Bob. Those are on the grocery list. Oh, my brain just short-circuited. uh... My poor short-circuiting brain. Color this night. With streams, I just tend to go until I'm tired. Now, the problem with coloring this is, it will have matching colors, like it'll have a matching background and color theme based on the Eva pinup that I've already done. And I cannot open that pinup on the YouTube because it's too spicy. I don't want to get in trouble. Because I would definitely get in trouble. I could probably pick colors for his tail and his hair. Because, I mean, his tail always needs a lot of work because it's got the little, my brain. The rosettes. He's got rosettes on it. Oh, that's a little too... Yeah, that's better. And what'll probably end up happening is I'll pick regular colors for his tail and his hair, and then I'll probably use a color layer, an overlay layer. I can blend. The Eva pinup is already like pinks. It's like pastel pinks. So to bring the gray in line and to make the white not so stark, there we go. I'll probably do an overlay and make it safe. I mean, I could. That is a completely fair point. Make it safe for work. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I feel like I'm just asking for trouble. I don't want to ask for trouble. Well, we'll see how far we get on the rest of him, and if I feel up for continuing past that point, I could always import it off screen. I mean, the pinup might be okay. It's very borderline for YouTube. Like, there is nothing visible. Like, there's no nips, there's no bits, there's none of that. Like, it's not that spicy. But her clothes are very, very tight and very, very small. You know, regular cheesecake shenanigans. I just really wouldn't want to risk it and have my YouTube channel get the boop. Get the ban boop. Or even the warning boop. I just do not want to get the boop of any kind. I am very, very slowly growing this channel. Grow, little channel, grow! And I wouldn't want to jeopardize it just for, just to push the boundaries. It's not necessary. That's a weird. That's so weird, Rosette. What are we doing? What are we doing? There we go. I like doing art stream once a week. Although I'm pretty sure I am slower on stream than I am if I just sat down and did it quietly. I think it's all the talking. I am distracted and I have a hard time, I have a very hard time talking and painting at the same time when I'm not talking about what I'm painting. But that's okay. The reason I set out to stream in the first place is I wanted to do a little more like community interaction. I want to talk to my people. If that makes sense. I think it does. I think it's a good people will stream for a lot of different reasons, and I think that's an okay one for me. And we got some of these baby rosettes. I think these are small. This is a smaller pattern than I normally put on him. I think I'm usually very like cavalier about his rosettes, and they're like massive. But we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll. We're just gonna roll with it. Oh, I don't have transparency checked. That's the problem. There we go. Actually, that should probably have a, I think I'm missing a line. That should probably be like, yeah. Yum, yum. It's a dumb question, but what are some giveaways time has passed? I don't think I understand. Some giveaways. Some giveaway times have passed. Nope. I don't understand the question. Oops. Thinking of buying a cheap old camera and filming new stuff that feels old? Oh, like you want the new stuff that you film to have a vintage appearance? I mean, you don't need to have an old camera. Like, you don't need to film it looking old to make it look old. Like, you can. You certainly can. But, like, you can always put filters onto new footage to give it an old feel. Like, I watched the most recent Resident Evil movie. What was it called? Raccoon City? Welcome to Raccoon City?
What?
The new Resident Evil movie.
Yeah, sounds alright.
But I'm pretty sure all of the film grain and the shots and the special effects, the processing was all done after the fact. Oh, you mean more than just the film appearing old? You want the sets to appear old as well? Because I'm like, usually like film grain, low resolution, that sort of thing, like you can make new film look old. But yeah, if you want the subject matter itself to the subjects that you're filming to look old, you'd have to like do the set design and whatnot for it to be that way. We've been watching Last of Us, and I feel like they've done a pretty good job of that. Like, I don't know how familiar you are with the game or the TV show, but like, an apocalypse scenario happens in 2003, and so all of the cars, all of the technology, everything that the film set is dressed up with is as if nothing was, like, all the modern world stopped in 2003. And The Walking Dead did that too. I'm trying to think when the Walking Dead timeline cutoff is. I want to say it's like, nope, I can't say off the top of my head. But I know they did quite a bit of work with the set dressing and like all of the older cars and that sort of thing. It's all to a specific timeline. It's all done very purposefully to a specific timeline. I mean, yeah, you can't rent an entire city block, but you could go, like, investigate smaller towns, maybe? I'm not sure what sort of filming you want to do, but if you look at more rural areas, they tend to have a more vintage appearance to them. Larger cities tend to upgrade faster than rural areas. Like that's just the way the world works. That looks like the right color. There would be a lot less set dressing that you would have to do in a more rural area. And like there are spaces like museums or libraries that you may not have to pay to rent. Depending on your area and your services and all that, you might just be able to go talk to someone and be like, I would like to film in this library. Is there a time where I can come in where there's no people? And sometimes the library will be like, yes, we can let you into film because you are part of our community. And it's not always about dollars. Sometimes it's just a lot of legwork. There's also a conversation to be had around what you're filming and why is it necessary for it to be accurate in a historical way. I mean, like, there's arguments for it. Like, it's a period piece. You want it to have a certain look, like vintage, blah, 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 blah. You've made enemies with your local library? Dude. Why would you do that? I'm sure there's a story there, but, like, libraries can be really useful. I like my local library, even though I think I've only ever been in the building, what, once? Twice? Why did you make enemies with your local library? I mean, I guess it might not have been by choice, but, like, that kind of statement makes me have some questions. You have some questions. You were looking for a very specific item almost nobody knows about? Okay, is that the library's fault? Like, I don't understand how... I don't understand. There's only one book on it. They don't have the book nor any other leads. Okay. I'm still not sure where that's the library's fault. I mean, especially small local libraries are not exhaustive resources, especially when compared with the internet. It sounds like good advice. If they didn't have the information telling you where you might find it is helpful. And I mean, most libraries have computers these days. I wrong, actually. I mean, no place of knowledge, library or otherwise, is going to know everything. And I think in some ways them admitting that they don't know what you're talking about can be more helpful. Like, I don't think it's a ranting thing. I think it was just a unusual expectation that a library, I'm not sure what size of library or what community resource you have, but like libraries are not exhaustive founts of information, and if they don't know what they're talking about, especially if you have a very specific or niche bit of information, I'm not surprised that they didn't have it. Like, I was at big university libraries and sometimes they didn't have things for me, and that's just kind of how libraries go. Like, I find libraries to be good resources and a fount of free books. Give me the books. I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and I'm glad my local library has a ton of library books for me to listen to. Because there's a lot of books that I'm like, I'm not sure I want to buy this book. I'll go try it out. And then I try it out and I'm like, I'm glad I read it from the library. My brain. Oh. Yeah, okay, that looks more right. Okay. There's 2 grays to pick from and I picked the wrong one for his hair, and that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to be right back. I'm going to refill my water, and then we'll get back to this. I'm going to be right back. Be right back! Okay, I'm back. I went and grabbed the color source. Ugh. Ugh. The ears are dark in my beaver back scene. Ears. Oh, that's true. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a different like this is very dark. Like the shadow of it is very dark. Overall, it's a much darker picture than the way the VTuber model is. It's not a picture of this model, I guess is what I'm getting at. It's another illustration of Saz that I used. I went and got just the headshot off of the Eva pinup, so now I can pull colors, which I think will be helpful. That way nobody gets in trouble. We're not in trouble. No getting in trouble with the YouTube overlords. I can shift all of these colors to match. Yeah. Now the pinups will look like they match. There we go. No, so Saz has been painted in a lot of different designs over the last a long time. Years. There are many years where I've been drawing Saz in different incarnations of the design and the character, and I do not always color pick for her. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I mean, as lighting situations change, colors will look different. If something's white in one picture, it's not going to always be like the same white in every picture. Like this appears white because it's on a pink background, but it's not. It's very, very pale pink. It's pale pink. Oops. I mean, you can color pick for a character, especially if you're doing like the pictures that you draw are always assumed to be like in white lighting or like day lighting. But like they're just not always gonna look that way, I guess is what I'm getting at. There we go. See, and then the gray and the skin tones that I've picked are really stark because the rest of the colors are so warm. So I can put a color layer over them and adjust them a bit so they look proper. But I'm gonna need to put this there. Color. Pink. And then we can just tone it down a little bit. Yeah, I think that's much better. I think that pulls it more in line with the ooh, that's not even color. Color. And then the skin tone could probably use a little. There. That's coming along. It's coming along. Where did I put it? The inside of his ears. It's gotta be down here. Here it is. Yeah, there we go. Oh. This. Yeah. And then the lines on this aren't black. There, they're like red. There's something about the white of the sweater that I just don't like. What layer is that on? This one. I like that better. And maybe we'll go with the lighter color for the pants. I couldn't even go white with the pants. That's a little blinding though. Maybe the pink is better. Because he's already got the white in his tail and his ears. I'm trying to find the right balance. Finding a balance. We could even go so far as doing actually, that's not bad. But I think the cuffs. Where are the cuffs? Yeah, the cuffs we might change. They are that color. Yeah, I think that's better. Because he's got a much darker skin tone and much darker hair than Eva, it's a little, excuse me, it's a little fussier. Like the color palette that gets made based on Eva's coloration. Pulling it onto Saz needs a little reworking so it looks proper. It doesn't look like he's wearing her clothes. Yeah, it just takes a little bit of doing. And I think I want to blend out the white on his tail a bit. Just soften it up a little bit. Maybe soften up. Yeah. And maybe soften up the fur hair on his belly, which would be on the skin layer. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Didn't know you felt that way. Oh, but it's locked in. That's why it's not blending out. And then I'll do the... Oh, I should probably... I missed something. I thought I did colored ribs, but it looks like I did drawn ribs on the material. That's okay. We can add those in. I might turn up the coloration, the color layer. Here. Just a little tiny bit. And this one a little tiny bit. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. I think it's this color. Circle. I'm gonna have to color pick the shadow on Eva's pinup, but that'll have to happen off screen. Yeah, I think that actually looks pretty darn good. Pretty darn good, if I do say so myself, which I do. So yeah, I think we are gonna call this the Queets. Where is that block? Ah, there. Yeah, all of this is for Valentine's. I have like my patrons get Valentine's pinups and a comic, and there's a bunch of stuff that happens for February that is all Valentine's themed, and this is part of that. So if you want to see that, the Eva pinup, this with its companion pieces, all that stuff, it's all gonna be over on my Patreon. And I think this color is wrong. I think it should be this color. I think I was right. I think it's this color. That looks better. Okay. So this, I think this is about done. You having sneezes over there, Pep? So, yeah, we're gonna do the outro. Thank you for coming to the art stream. This is the end. I hope you enjoyed your stay. If you wanna follow me throughout the week and see some of this stuff when it's done, you can always follow me over on Twitter, as long as Twitter's a thing. I'm at FireCatRich. Or if you want to see the entire collection and all the other goodies that patrons get, you can support my work over on patreon.com/FireCatRich. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you all on Monday over on Twitch for the hot lunch. Have a good one. Goodbye.